Welcome back to the deep dive. We've got a great one today. You sent us, well, a whole stack of sources, tactical previews, stat models, analyst predictions, and they're all focused on one massive upcoming Premier League showdown. Fulham hosting Liverpool at Craven Cottage.
A classic fixture.
It is. So for you, the listener, our mission is pretty simple. We're going to cut through all the noise. We're distilling the consensus from places like BetMGM, Stats Insider, AiScore, and Squawka.
Yeah, all the heavy hitters.
All of them. We want to give you the clearest, fastest shortcut to what the experts really think is going to happen. This is, historical baggage meeting current momentum. Okay, let's unpack this.
And that's really the beauty of a match like this, isn't it? Finding the story the data is actually trying to tell us. It's not just about, picking a winner.
Right.
We have to map out the probable paths to victory for Liverpool and, maybe more importantly, the specific ways Fulham could cause a shock. We're looking for where history, current form, and the hard data all intersect.
So let's start right there with that historical perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, it tells a very traditional Premier League story.
Oh, yeah.
The sources are all pretty consistent. Liverpool has historically dominated this fixture, winning most of the recent matches, often scoring a bunch of goals.
Right. If you were only looking at the head-to-head from the last, say, 10 years, you'd just pencil this in as a routine Liverpool win.
Exactly, an almost guaranteed victory.
But that historical weight, as heavy as it is where things get interesting, because the analysis we've seen introduces this counter-narrative, and it's all about current momentum.
Okay, so what's that look like?
Fulham they've been performing much better than their league position might suggest. The previews all highlighted their recent success, picking up some really strong away wins.
We're coming in with confidence.
A lot of confidence and a tactical maturity that you can't dismiss it, not even when you're facing a title contender like Liverpool.
That's the general trend, but let's get specific. There's one piece of history that every analyst keeps coming back to. The one event that proves Fulham has a blueprint here.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Here's where it gets really interesting. We have to talk about last season's 3-2 home win against Liverpool.
That is the ghost in the machine for Liverpool, absolutely. It wasn't just some, lucky 1-0 squeaker. It was a high-scoring statement.
A statement? I like that.
Yeah, that result shows, without a doubt, that Fulham has the tactical plan and the players to actually beat this Liverpool team at Craven Cottage.
Okay, but what did that match look like? Why does that one anomaly become the absolute core of the tactical analysis this time around?
Because the sources didn't just point to the score, they dug into how it happened. And the consensus was that 2 of those 3 goals came from high-pressure turnovers forced in Liverpool's midfield.
So they targeted the middle of the park.
Exactly. They used a narrow shape, overloaded that central third, won the ball back quickly, and then, and this is the key, they used the speed of their forwards to get in behind Liverpool's high line before it could reset.
So the blueprint isn't just play hard at home.
No, it's much more specific. The blueprint is force mistakes in this specific area, transition with pace, and punish that high defensive line. Right. That completely changes the dynamic. Liverpool can't just rely on their reputation here.
They know they're facing a team that can hurt them.
In very specific ways, yeah.
That's a great connection.
Yeah.
So that 3-2 win sets the emotional and tactical stage. Now, let's do a complete 180. Let's drain all the emotion out and just look at the cold, hard numbers. How do the data models handle this?
This is where we get to the fun part. The data predictions, specifically from Stats Insider, the models try to balance everything we've just talked about.
Yeah.
And they give Liverpool a distinct advantage, as you'd expect, with about a 54% chance to win the match.
54%. Okay, so that makes them the clear favorite. But for a team that's supposed to be competing for the title, 54% feels, a little low, doesn't it?
It feels perilously low, absolutely. For context, 54% is often the bare minimum for analysts to call a team a clear favorite. What it really means is that in 46% of the simulations, Liverpool are dropping points.
Wow, 46%.
For a title challenger on the road, that's a massive statistical cliff edge they have to avoid.
And that 46%, it's split almost down the middle, right?
Exactly. Fulham's chance to win is about 23%, and the chance of a draw is also about 23%.
So the data is basically saying it's a coin flip between a Fulham win and a draw if Liverpool don't get the job done.
Pretty much. And that near-even split speaks directly to that volatility we mentioned. The data is acknowledging Fulham's threat on the counter at home. It's a real statistical factor.
So Liverpool has the edge, but it's a fragile one.
Yeah.
So what's the main insight that the broader analyst community takes away from those numbers?
Well, the consensus is really clear. Liverpool is still back to win, but there's this huge caveat that ties back to what we know about both teams' attacking styles.
Let me guess. Both teams to score.
You got it. The overwhelmingly popular associated tip is both teams to score, or BTTS.
For anyone who might not know the term, just break down why that's so heavily tipped here.
Sure. BTTS just means you expect both Fulham and Liverpool to get on the scoreboard no matter who wins. It's tipped here because the data shows two things very clearly. One, Liverpool's offense is so powerful they're almost guaranteed to score.
Right.
And two, Fulham's recent form and their whole tactical approach, especially at home, strongly suggest they will find a way through Liverpool's defense.
So you get goals at both ends. That makes for an exciting match.
It does. It suggests we're not going to see some cautious tactical chess match. It'll be dynamic.
So let's lean into that. How do the sources say Fulham actually gets that goal? How do they break down a top-tier defense?
Well, the previews all seem to agree that Fulham scoring at least one goal is considered more than likely, even if they don't get the win in the end. The focus really shifts to their offensive threat, which analysts seem to respect quite a bit.
Okay, so let's paint a picture of the match. What are the two strategies we expect to see on the pitch? Liverpool's game plan versus Fulham's.
Liverpool will do what Liverpool does. They'll aim to control the ball, dominate possession, and just create a high volume of chances over the 90 minutes.
They want to wear them down.
Right. Dictate the tempo, force Fulham to chase the game. Fulham's strategy is the counterpunch. It's the rope-a-dope.
Wait for their moment.
Exactly. They'll play on the counterattack, waiting for Liverpool to overcommit. And the analysis is very specific here. It says Fulham's goals are most likely to come from either set plays,
Which neutralizes the possession advantage.
correct, or through the direct effectiveness of their main target forwards.
Okay, wait, I have to jump in on that. Because the source material mentions players like Mitrovic and Jimenez. Now, Mitrovic hasn't played for Fulham since 2023. Is that just like an outdated source, or is there something else going on?
That's a really important question, and it's a great catch. It speaks to how analysts sometimes talk about threats. They're not necessarily saying that specific player will score.
They're talking about a type of player.
Exactly. It's a profile. They're signaling that Fulham's best chance comes from a physical presence in the box, a target man, someone who can hold the ball up, win fouls in dangerous areas, convert crosses.
So whether it's Jimenez filling that role now or someone else, the type of threat is the same.
Precisely. It's a powerful forward who can directly challenge Liverpool's center backs and be efficient with limited service. It's a challenge of style.
That makes perfect sense. So to recap, Liverpool dominates the ball, but Fulham scores through set plays or a fast break to a big target man.
Which just brings us right back to why goals from both teams seem so likely.
Right. And if you put all of those pieces together, the 54% Liverpool win chance, Fulham likely scoring at least once, the tactical clash, it all points towards one scoreline that kept popping up.
It does. The most realistic predictions cited across most of the sources.
And that scoreline, balancing Liverpool's quality with Fulham's threat, is
a narrow Liverpool win, specifically 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, that result just perfectly balances Liverpool's overall quality with Fulham's proven ability to score against them, especially at home in these big games.
A 2-1 Liverpool win is the prediction, but the real story is, as always, how you get there. The dynamics are what make it fascinating.
That's it.
Okay, let's bring this deep dive home. Let's get to the core takeaway. So, what does this all mean for you? Well, the final summary is clear. The data heavily favors Liverpool to win at 54% probability. But that number comes with a huge risk profile. They drop points in nearly half of all modeled outcomes. And Fulham's strong form, plus their very specific tactical threat, those counters and set plays, makes the both teams to score prediction maybe the most crucial insight of all.
Right. It's the key to understanding how the game will likely feel, regardless of who actually gets the 3 points in the end. You now know the insight isn't if Liverpool wins, but how much pressure they'll be under.
And where that pressure is coming from.
And this brings us to the final thought we want to leave you with, something to mull over. It comes directly from these scenarios we've analyzed. Given that the sources are so clear about Fulham's reliance on high-pressure turnovers, on set plays, and on a target forward to score.
Right.
What specific defensive adjustment must Liverpool prioritize to make sure that 3-2 loss from last season doesn't happen again? Is the priority restricting cheap fouls in the middle of the pitch to cut off those set-piece chances? Or is the focus all on slowing down the speed of Fulham's counterattack?
So stop the fouls or stop the transition.
Exactly, because that distinction, where they put their focus, that could be the difference between getting 3 points
Yeah.
and falling off that 46% statistical cliff edge.